Pete Carroll with losing, Russell Wilson if they end up making the playoffs. But I would say, yeah, I think Dan Campbell, you start off 1-6, and then you end up making the playoffs. You go 9-10, especially because it's in Detroit, and everybody by that time will understand the history of what it has taken to get to that point. Yeah.
He's second, Sirianni. I mean, especially if they go 16-1. I mean,
I think the mark 15-2 in a game 7.
Yeah, I mean, come on, and the way Hurts has played, and that has something to do with the coaching as well. He's an offensive.
Yeah, just one more guy that could be in the conversation, Kyle Shanahan, with all of the different obstacles offensively that they've had to overcome, and if they don't have Brock Purdy,
well, they run the table. They went from 3-4 to 13-4.
Yeah.
All right, finally, Justin Jefferson torched the Lions last week. He's at 15 yards even with 4 games to go. Will Jefferson break Calvin Johnson's single-season receiving yardage record?
Well, he's got one more game to do it than Calvin did, but the answer is yes. The schedule: Indianapolis, and New York Giants. At their home games for them, and then at Green Bay and at Chicago. I think we'll do it.
At Green Bay, at Chicago. Could be cold. Could be snowy. He's got 4 games left. He averages 115 per game, which puts him at 460 yards and 4 yards shy of Calvin Johnson. So no, he does not.
He could be the first 2,000-yard receiver, like Stoney said. He gets an extra game.
Right.
Yeah, could be. But I'm saying no.
There he is, the Line 9 here on 97.1 The Ticket. If you want to get away, relax, and just simply have a great time, it's Las Vegas, baby! The home of the Golden Knights, the home of the Raiders, and the home of the D. That's right, the D Las Vegas, the home of Joe Beccari's Andiamo Italian Steakhouse on the American Coney Island. Downtown, the odds are great, Fremont Street. Tons of fun. Party all night long at the Long Bar. It's a great time. It's a great place. And like you said, Fremont Street is crazy. And what makes the D great? Hey, how about this? Expensive. Go to thed.com. Book your room today. Best bang for your buck at the D Las Vegas. The D Las Vegas. Detroit Sports in Las Vegas.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by the Metro Detroit Chevrolet dealers. In the work zone, there's an accident walking or shoulder 94 West Texas after 12 mile. Drivers are backed up near 14 mile. Heading and crash around the Clarkston area, 75 southbound of Dixie Highway, blocking the right shoulder. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers are in your neighborhood with their impressive lineup of Chevys. Whether it's the versatile family of SUVs or the unforgettable Silverado, they will put you in the driver's seat. Put in a D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. I'm Michelle Payne with traffic.
Sharon Koff joins Kajib Anderson Tuesdays at 10:30 on 97.1 The Ticket.
This Odyssey Sports Minute is brought to you by Mother Waddles.
This from our science with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Innovative, outspoken, and pushy college football coach Mike Leach died Monday at the age of 61. It's not my problem when people write in my obituary. Leach once quit, adding, "I don't care, I'll be dead." Leach branded popularized the fine-tuned air raid offense, leading him to surprising success at Texas Tech, Washington State, and of course Mississippi State. Rest in peace. You'll be sorely missed. I'm Boomer Science. Give the gift to the Cheesecake Factory. Through December 31st, get a free $15 bonus card for every $50 gift card purchased at thecheesecakefactory.com or at any of the Cheesecake Factory restaurants. Visit thecheesecakefactory.com for more details. Hey, Jim Rome here. If you want to experience
At the next light, turn right.
Actual live fire grilling, then look no further than the Big Green Egg. Forget the pellets, the propane, the knockoffs. Roll with the best. An authentic Big Green Egg grill backed by a free lifetime warranty. Yes, lifetime. It's that good. Grill, roast, smoke, or bake. It is easy to light. It's simple to use. Shop online for free home delivery at BigGreenEgg.com. That's delivery to your door by a dealer in your area.
At the light, turn right onto Lockhaven Road.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, good news. There's a new way out. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative. Call U.S. Tax Shield. A+ rated with the BBB. 800-391-5063 for your free consultation and let U.S. Tax Shield protect you from the IRS.
In 1.2 miles, turn right onto Willow Road.
Vice President of Sales for the Grand Rapids Gold of the NBA's G League needs office technology for their year-round basketball operations and then on game day.
So, Applied Innovation's done just an awesome job providing us with the best equipment, both in our office and then at arena, or both in arena during our home games too.
Applied Innovation knows those game days are critical.
During the games, so we have an awesome printer literally at our arena that's being used every single quarter to help out the basketball operations staff as well.
Bottom line with Applied Innovation,
Applied Innovation has been awesome. They're a great supporter of our team, heavily invested in all of our community events and networking events.
Applied Innovation, your single source provider for all your business technology needs. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com. Applied Innovation, a proud corporate sponsor of the Grand Rapids Gold.
Are you a construction manager or safety coordinator in need of hydro excavation?
At the next stop
or other
sign,
services?
turn
Is the
right.
leader in hydro excavation the safest way today? Hydro excavation uses alternative precision techniques instead of mechanical processes that can cause serious damage to infrastructure. Pros Services also provides hazardous and non-hazardous waste transportation, factory deep cleaning, confined space rescue, and commercial and/or industrial power washing. Pros Services is always looking for CDL drivers and laborers. Visit us at prosservices.com. That's PROS services.com.
Are you a man facing divorce but want to avoid losing your house or money?
At the stop sign, turn right onto Willow Road. Then turn left onto Arnett Road.
Advice to help you avoid problems before they start. Call us at 248-356-2326. That's 248-356-ADAM.
Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket is presented by BetQL. Smarter bets start with BetQL. Download the BetQL app or visit
Turn left onto Arnett Road.
today. The latest on the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, and the MLB on the Boston Balls Podcast with Pat Caputo. Get it on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
At the next stop sign, turn right.
248-539-9797. Last night at Little Caesars Arena, the Red Wings get shut out
job opened
by
up.
the Carolina Hurricanes. A snoozer, 1-0. The bigger story is Dylan Larkin took a shot to the hand. In the first period, came back in the second period, but he did not play at all in the third period. Just 11 minutes of ice time. Unavailable tonight. And
At the stop sign, turn right onto Alden Drive. Then the destination is on your left.
Black's confidence as soon as you take him out of the lineup, and he's been arguably their best player.
There you go.
That would really suck and hamper any playoff aspirations they would have. Also, last night in the NHL, Alexander Ovechkin made history, a hat trick, 800 career goals last night, trailing Gordie Howe, who has 801, and Wayne Gretzky, 894. And it's his 18th consecutive 20-goal season.
Yeah.
In half a mile, turn left onto Willow Road.
I got it since we're punching out at Warner. I knew I could use my phone so I won't have to do segments anymore.
Yeah. Unless you won't have to cry like a baby.
And shake.
Cry for your mom.
I wouldn't have to shake.
At the next stop sign, turn left. the stop sign, turn left onto Willow Road. In half a mile, turn left onto Keith Road. Turn left onto Keith Road. Then arrive at your destination.
Turn blinker on with your ring.
Arrived.
Almost missed it.
I mean, that's kind of what I've always said. Like they prance out onto the field, they run on their tippy toes, and then they go there. They put their foot down where they want the guy to spot the ball, and they measure things off. They walk to the side. They do a little shimmy shake, and then they wait for the whole world to just watch them miss a kick. Are you kidding me? After the 2.5 hours every single day that I beat my head against the wall, I'm relying on this guy to go out there. Now, there are some great kickers, and here's what separates the great kickers from the average ones.
If they can tackle.
Well, I mean, yeah, if they can tackle that, that's obviously an asset, but that means nothing but extremely raw. It's nice to have that backup, that safety valve.
Right.
But the good ones, they don't spend 5 minutes. The good ones are always doing something. Now, you just can't go out there and kick repeatedly, right? There is exhaustion, there's overwork, there's all of those things. But you can work on...
You're admitting that kickers can get overworked? Wow. That's a good
Yeah,
start.
when you only have one skill to perform, you can overperform that skill.
I just didn't think you would give them that credit.
But what I'm getting to is that the good ones, it's not always just the kick. It's striking the ball. They can strike the ball in practice where they make contact without having to do a full kick. The good ones do all of those different things, and they go through the process: snap, hold, kick. They go through all of that stuff. That's why they're good. But there's very few that are willing to put in that work. That's why kickers suck.
See, I don't know. Look, granted, I've only been to training camps and some practices around the
Sorry,
Detroit
Ollie.
Lions. I'm just he's listening. Call in, Ollie.
He's gonna text me in a
Maybe
minute.
you're spoiled because of all the years of Eddie Murray, Jason Hansen.
Red's listening to Dallas. I know he is. Feely's listening.
All right, I'm Matt Prater.
I got a question about a kicker for John that we need to get to.
All right, that's coming up next. 97 on the ticket.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Sports headlines. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by 24 Seconds Bar and Grill. Carolina shuts the Red Wings out 1-0. Of greater concern, Dylan Larkin suffering a hand injury blocking a shot. He won't play tonight in Minnesota. Stay tuned on the degree of the injury. It's at 7:30 tonight's game here on 97.1 The Ticket. Washington's Alex Ovechkin has 800 career goals after a hat trick last night. Carlos Correa, a free agent, signing with the Giants. 13 years, $350 million at the World Cup. One finalist is determined. Argentina shutting out Croatia 3-0. The other semifinal today. France playing Morocco. Pistons on the road at Charlotte tonight. That's at 7 here at 97.1 The Ticket. Pistons have dropped 3 in a row, Charlotte has lost 5 in a row. Ohio State running back Travion Henderson out for the college football playoff. He is having surgery. At the Ticket Update desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
248-539-9797, still ahead. This hour we'll hear from 2 NFL coaches. One here and one in a much better place in history. Right? So that is coming up next. All right, Gov, you said you have a question for John about kickers. All right, give it little.
Yes, no, I've been nitpicky about Michael Badgley and how every single kick he kicks goes to the left. And I just think he's a guy that definitely is probably one of the best 32 kickers in the league, but it's at the bottom end. And I'd like to see the Lions upgrade there. So, none of us are going to say that you would ever use a first, second, or third round pick on a kicker.
No,
that
not
would be
much of the Raiders.
Right. Janikowski for those who know. So the Lions do not have a 4th round pick. They do have a 5th, and because they don't have a 4th, I wouldn't go there in the 5th round. They do have 2 6th round picks, and I think that's the territory that you would consider drafting a kicker who you think could play for you for 10 years. So let me finish. There's 2 6th round picks. The first is probably going to be a pick that they acquired from the Denver Broncos for Trinity Benson. If you were Brad Holmes, would you consider drafting Jake Moody with the Trinity Benson pick?
There's a couple of kickers in this draft that I would consider.
The kid from NC State is really, really good.
Yeah, both him and Jake Moody. I would consider with that first 6th round pick. There's no question because you're talking about points. You're talking about every year a guy that is probably your leading scorer. If he's good, and that's extra points, it's field goals, it's getting those points that make a difference when you're talking about winning a game by 1 score, whether that's 4 points, 5 points, 6 points, within a touchdown. All of those points matter, and as little as I want to rely on kickers to win games, they do win games, and points matter. And if you're going to draft a player in the 6th round that can put points on the board, I mean, who better than a kicker at that point?
I mean, do you agree with me that, okay, so they got right now like 5 picks in the top 77 or something like that, and that's going to fluctuate, but they're going to have 5 picks in the top 90 at least.
In the first 3 rounds,
And you can't do it there because they don't have the 4th. Would you do it with the 5th? Because their 5th could be not that far away from that 6th. My problem with doing that is, okay, so you're going into day 3 without a 4th rounder, and you're not picking again until the middle of 5th round, that you can still get a different position there. And you've got the luxury of 2 6. But the fact is, I honestly think he could get drafted starting round 5.
In the last couple of years, I would have said no because you needed so much influx of talent. And with the way Brad Holmes has been able to draft, like last year, 6 of the 7 are contributors on this team. Now, if the team's a little bit better, maybe you don't have as many guys making big contributions as rookies. But I would have no problem with taking a look at who's available in round 5 and how much they can help us win games next year.
Let me ask you a question. Let's play devil's advocate here. 6th round, okay? Who the Lions take in the 6th round?
Well, was it James Houston?
Yeah.
And Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez. That's right, yeah.
Okay. There was a kicker who was taken by by Cleveland, right? The kid from LSU, Cole Ford, I believe was his name, right? Cade York. But anyway.
Cole Ford is somebody. I just can't remember who he is.
Anyway, they took him in the 4th round, maybe 3rd or 4th round, I think.
Cole Ford's a country rapper.
Okay. I know he's one of those one-syllable. Anyway, my point is that who would you rather have?
He's never heard of, I guarantee you.
Probably not. Who would you rather have? A kicker that they...
Well, that's the thing. You have a GM capable of potentially drafting starters in the 6th round.
Yeah.
I will say this, that if I'm Dan Campbell and I'm Brad Holmes, I'm sitting here, and I know it's a lower priority thing, but I want to get rid of this problem. It's been a problem for them the first 2 years, their kicking situation. It does matter, John, in terms of winning and losing games. And Brad Holmes does come from an organization who had Big Leg Greg, who knocked a 57-yarder in to put him in the Super Bowl. and you're in Ford Field and you're playing 8 or 9 games there a year, you need, I think it's a higher priority maybe than some teams where, okay, Jake Moody, it's not going to be the same. Jason Hanson wouldn't have been the same kicker if he played in Green Bay.
I agree. But you're looking, okay, so let's just look at, if you're looking at a 5th, 6th, or 7th round, I think he's gone before the 7th. Both those kickers are gone before the 7th round. And, I mean, I don't expect Brad Holmes every single year to nail his 5th round pick, right, to nail 2 6th round picks. Like, that is not normal. And that's not a standard I'm going to hold him to. So with that, and with the history of 6th round picks, I'm fine with taking a kicker that's going to be your kicker. You take 10 years. Could be your kicker for 15 years.
Or you think, because sometimes, yeah, it's just like any other position. Well, like if you have the kicker, doesn't mean he's
Either of those guys in a team that predominantly plays in the dome, the odds are good that they're going to be good NFL kickers.
And sometimes the best kickers are just free agents that don't even get drafted, right?
Right, they're free agents that get drafted, and they may be free agents. Like Jake Feely was a good kicker for a long time, and it took him like 4 years to break into the NFL. They just keep trying, and all of a sudden they get a shot and they make a couple of kicks. All right, then you get in the good graces of a special teams coach. That's where you've got to have the connection, is a guy that has confidence. Why do long snappers stay on for so long? A lot of guys can do that skill, and they can do it really good. But when you have the trust of a special teams coach, right, now all of a sudden, I mean, that's guys will hold their breath when snaps are made and kicks are kicked.
Well, I'm convinced that like the way that Moody can kick the ball is, these guys come along every couple years. But some of them fail, and it's all because it gets in their head.
Yeah,
they're not. It's not to do with their style of kicking or anything. It's just like they become head cases. Like one of the latest guys was the Blankenship guy that played in Rodrigo. And he had everything, all the ability, but he just was a head case. The guy that kicked for the Vikings years ago that cost him against Seattle in that playoff game, remember?
Right. Yeah.
He had the same thing, but man, and I don't know how you project that.
No,
I don't know how. I don't know if you can.
I don't think
they did it in college. How come they can't do it in the NFL?
I don't think the Wonderlic can determine that. By the way, we love Jake Moody, and he's a great kid, and I've met his father. It was Ted tailgates. But the kid from NC State, Christopher Dunn, this past season, he was 24 or 25 from field goals, perfect from 2 of 2 from 50. He missed one field goal, and that was between 40 and 49. Yeah. And he's really, really good too. So there's
a few out hairs between the two of them.
And another name I will bring up, Noah Ruggles from Ohio State, is pretty damn reliable.
Yes. From long range though, I don't know. Is he
hard to trust about that?
I do not have his splits together, but I just know that every time he's out there, he kicks and he nails.
I say that jokingly because some of my favorite teammates were Buckeyes.
I know. And allegedly the guy who's putting this Lions team together is a Buckeye.
His balls also sag to the left every once in a while.
There's nothing like saggy balls to the left. Well, one of the people in charge of making that decision will be Dan Campbell. Now, you remember we had Dan Campbell on yesterday.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yes, and I asked him about the wave, and he said he didn't even realize it was going on, correct?
Yes.
You asked him about the Penei Sewell play.
Yes.
And he talked about the play and things like that. Well, he was also asked about the Penei Sewell play yesterday on the Pat McAfee program. He gave a little different answer than he gave us.
Here's another thing that happened. These things happen during the game, but so we're in that situation, and the fans are doing the wave around the stadium, and so I'm just watching, and I hear Ben Johnson's like, "Hey, coach, you want to?" And I'm so focused on the wave, and I said, "Yeah, that's fine." And I look up, and we're throwing it to Penei, and I'm like, "What are we doing?" But it worked out great. It's unbelievable.
I don't listen to Pat McAfee, but I would like to hear what the question or the context of that conversation, because I think there are times where Dan Campbell is just effing with people.
Yeah, well, a lot of people thought he was too. Yeah. I think there's and I'll try to send it to Greg if I can find it, there's a elongated 2-minute version of that where he talked about I believe the other play, the fake punt as well.
Yeah, and everybody, I mean, okay, so the perception is that he's just a gigantic meathead and that he's standing on the sidelines, and he's admitted, right? You know, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being called a meathead myself, that he is so oblivious to what's going on in the game because he's wrapped up in the wave, and he's, oh my goodness, oh, this is great. And then all of a sudden, hey, they get a first down, and they're throwing the ball to Penei Sewell. Like, I think
let's go there.
He's trolling everybody else. Probably. Well, 100% he's trolling everybody else.
I was pretty surprised you thought that he wasn't joking.
I just thought it was weird.
Was he lying to us? Like he took it personal. That's what you put in your breath. I know. You said no. That's what you wrote. I know. But I wasn't.
Starting route to 12614 Manatall Street. In 2.1 miles, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road.
My sarcasm thing.
No, you're not the best with punctuation.
No,
Because
I
when your
understand.
request pays off, it's the number and then a comma and then the number. There's no space.
There's no space. At least you got a comma. It's not 9,000.
I want to take off December 78,392. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, Dan Campbell. I think you just got in his head by asking him about the wave and us asking about Penei Sewell, and then when you said, you know, it was going to be just me interviewing him next week, I think he was just missing you and wanted to troll you on your way out for the holidays.
Wait, you wish he would have done that on our show.
Oh, he's jealous.
Jealous. Radio jealousy.
You're jealous.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if we're going to dissect the interview, we both screwed up, but you screwed up more because you said you were going to ask him something and you didn't yesterday.
Oh, what did I say I was going to ask him?
He wanted to know what's the 33 under Jay Williams. He thought he should be cut for a crossing penalty. We forgot about that.
Yeah. Well,
that's a symptom of Stoney and rubbing off on you, by the way.
Yeah. Well, no. If he had totally rubbed off on me, then I would have asked the question. So, Dan, do you plan on cutting number 33? What's his name this week because of the ridiculous penalty that he had on the fake punt that you didn't know you were running?
I'm sorry, but how can't you cut that guy?
Yes. Matt in Detroit. What's up, Matt?
Hey, guys. So DJ Lang shared out the 4 full clips from the Maxie show, like 2 minutes long. It's very obvious that Campbell's joking around. And I can't believe how many outlets picked it up and said, wow, Campbell didn't even call the play. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
He obviously did. He's joking around. It's just his obvious personality from, we hear him every week. Maybe if you're not a Lions fan, you don't know that.
Right.
I mean, for those of us in town, we know he's obviously joking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how many times does he have to hear the whole bite the kneecaps and putting on the helmet for the race and all this? He is 100% trolling the rest of America.
Yeah. And he did give us something yesterday when he was talking about the guy in the building that cook or whatever.
Oh, yeah. That's a great drop, too. Yeah. It's so good.
At the next light, turn left.
This is what I'm talking about. That's your head coach in Detroit. You went into character.
So, and it's awesome. That's every bit of it is awesome.
That drop is so good that it won't be played on the afternoon show. 97 on the ticket.
Hey, football season is rolling right along, and now's the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000.
At the light, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road. Then turn right onto Inkster Road.
And then download the app and check it. If you're new to sports betting, try the money line, point spreads, player props, something that's a little bit easier. If you want to dig a little deeper and you want a chance for a bigger payout, create yourself a same-game parlay, all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. So sign up today with promo code Jansen for your no-sweat first bet and make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or over and present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Inkster Road.
Traffic.
This report brought to you by Bill Brown Ford. Looking at the drive this morning, things are pretty clear on the freeways. We had a crash on 94 westbound after 12 Mile in the work zone. That's been cleared, but slowdowns continue because of the single lane closures.
In 1.4 miles, turn right onto Northwestern Highway.
A moving work crew will block that left lane, and also some midday road work scheduled to block the left lane on Telegraph southbound at 12 Mile in Southville. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
97.1 The Ticket, 2022 winner of the National Association of Broadcasters Marconi Radio Award for Sports Station of the Year.
The Bill Brown Ford family wants to wish you and yours a happy holiday season. We're thankful for our community for making us the #1 Ford dealership in the country. Bill Brown Ford, delivering joy this holiday season. Shop our True View inventory at BillBrownFord.com today. #1 Ford dealer based on Ford's new total retail sales report for 2021.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for just $40 per month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add mobile. Plus, ask her to get a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Compare pricing of top carriers. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Comcast Business Internet required. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet and security to customers only. Equipment taxes and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep services for 12 months for discount. Results vary.
At the next light, turn right.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion.
At the light, turn right onto Northwestern Highway.
GetRefunds.com/sports. Click on Qualify Me and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to GetRefunds.com/sports. That's GetRefunds.com/sports.
It's Detroit's exclusive entertainment venue, Music Town Detroit. Win tickets to legendary musical performances, experience game day fever, and party on the rooftop before the city's hottest concerts. It's the District Detroit on the 2nd floor of Hockeytown. It all goes down at Music Town Detroit.
Have you been waiting for the perfect time to propose or show them how much their love means to you? The first of a lifetime of holidays surrounded by those you love is just the moment you've been looking for. And at Diamonds Direct, we're here to make that magic happen. Diamonds Direct's got the unbeatable prices you're used to, plus 0% interest financing for 3 years. You could get the most amazing romantic gift and spread your payments over 3 years with
making U-turn.
That means an $8,000 diamond pendant or tennis bracelet is just over $220 a month. At Diamonds Direct, we have the best gifts: rings, bands, earrings, all new one-of-a-kind designer jewelry, starting as low as $500. So relax and enjoy the holidays. Get that incredible gift at a
In
price
6.2 miles, take exit 14C onto M39 and Southfield Freeway.
Go online for store hours and directions, and check out our all-new holiday gift guide to make it super easy. Happy holidays from Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Boomer Esiason, and we all know the game isn't over till it's over. So next time you need parts for your car, don't call it quits. Go to eBay Motors. They have 122 million parts to take your car into overtime. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
97.1 The Ticket and the Bet 1270. Your home for the NFL on Westwood One.
The Seattle Seahawks host the San Francisco 49ers. Thursday night football. Pre-game at 7:30 on the Bet 1270 Detroit.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
248-539-9797. Stoney Jansen with you. 97.1 The Ticket. Lions Jets on Sunday. Interesting coaching matchup between Dan Campbell and Robert Saleh. We know Robert Saleh, proud graduate of Dearborn Fordson High School, grew up here, assumed a Lions fan, interviewed for the job. Either he didn't get it or he wasn't offered.
Stay in the left 3 lanes.
Or the other, whatever. I imagine he's got some feelings about this game for obvious reasons besides the fact that it's a very important game for both teams. Sure, both these teams have to win. They want to make the playoffs.
It's his hometown team. Whether he was a fan, whether he wanted the job, didn't want the job, offered the job, not offered the job, yeah, there's going to be some extra emotion for Mr. Sullivan. Yes.
Now, is this a type of a game where people say, let's say the Jets win, see, we should have got Saleh? Or is it a type of game the Lions win, say, we made the right move? I think that whole referendum stuff would have been more valid if the Lions were a crappy team.
If it was, if they're 1-5 and they play the Jets to go 1-6, yeah, yes, that's a conversation you can have at that time. Right now, both of these teams are performing better in year 2 than they did in year 1 before they took the job.
Right.
So it's, down the road, if you're looking at saying, well, out of the first 4 years, and obviously this is down the road, out of the first 4 years, Saleh made the playoffs 2 of the 4 years. If they don't make it this year, they make it the next 2 years. Or, and if Dan Campbell, if they do make the playoffs this year, he made it out 3 out of 4. And I look at it as, I think there's more to overcome with history and just the feeling of the fan base in Detroit and where he inherited a Detroit franchise with such a lack of talent.
Well, the Jets were pretty, they've been a decent defense, but they had the same situation as past draft with multiple draft choices, right? Yeah. I mean, they took Garrett Wilson, they took Sloss Gardner, where I believe they actually had a third round, third round.
Yeah, but I mean, with the draft on Robert Saleh, that's
I understand that, but as far as the talent levels were not that far apart when they took the job. The Jets were awful.
They had a defense.
Yeah, they had the second pick.
The Lions didn't have an offense or a defense.
Right. When they took the job, the Lions had a quarterback who eventually traded. The Jets, drafted Zach Wilson.
In 2 miles, take exit 14C onto M39 and Southfield Freeway.
Right now, it looks like from afar, the organization's borderline turning back. Yeah, and it's because of his attitude, not getting better on the field, obviously, but also there's some lack of accountability. Yeah, and the moving on and him probably listening to other players in the locker room, and that's a hard decision to make this quick for an organization to kind of say, I'm going to go with Mike White, who I believe was an undrafted free agent. So it's not a referendum game, although I do think there is some. Number one, Saleh said last week, we're going to see the Bills again. I mean, he came out and told his team that you're good, we're going to make the playoffs, and it starts with this game, and there's got to be a little bit of extra thing for him that he knows he can probably kill the Lions' playoff chances by winning this game. I think this is the hardest game left on the schedule. I think the Jets are better than the Giants by a decent little bit. I think the Jets' defense is far better. Oh, yeah, they held the Bills' offense in check in both games. To me, this is going to be a game where the Lions are going to grind something out here and play. Goff's going to have to go back into game manager mode.
Well, and to your point, this could be that game where, in the wide 9, you ask the question, well, who's got to step up for this team to go 4-0 or to make the playoffs?
Stay in the second lane from right.
It's got to be DeAndre Swift having, one of those big 40 or 50 yard
Yeah, I agree.
Be effective.
The other thing where Saleh should get credit for is they're trying to do this. They're He was a rookie, but their star running back, Brees Hall's out.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 14C onto M39 and Southfield Freeway.
From their number 2 overall pick from less than 6 years ago.
Exactly.
And they're 7-6 people, so he's coaching up the steam. And this is to me, this is a very
Take the exit.
Oh, I was trying to check real quick the weather. Does it look like
Now, what is it? What is it be okay?
10 mile per hour wind? No,
Not too bad. All right, it is now time for news.
Well, a long-time, well-known youth sports official, Gerald Sutter, is facing an investigation into reports of criminal sexual conduct over the course of his career in youth sports. So he's already been charged. The first charges against him were brought in October after there was a male victim who came forward and said that Sutter had sexually assaulted him starting when he was 16 years old. This is from
In
2019
4.4 miles,
2021.
take exit 11B towards Schoolcraft
Place
Avenue
home
and
in
Plymouth
Lincoln
Road.
Township. And from there, an investigation led authorities to believe that there could be numerous other victims spanning decades. And for this first charge, he was charged with 2 counts of third-degree criminal sexual conduct and 1 count of first-degree criminal sexual conduct. And then on Friday, he was arraigned on some new charges stemming from reports that he assaulted a 5-year-old boy who was his neighbor back in 2014. Apparently, Sutter babysat for the boy for about a year, and then he offered financial assistance to the family if they agreed not to cooperate with police. So he was just charged with second-degree criminal sexual conduct with the victim under the age of 13 and interfering with the police investigation. Of course, police are urging any individuals with any information, or if you were a victim, obviously to call the Lansing Township Police Hotline. An investigation is underway after a really alarming discovery was made on I-94 Tuesday night. Michigan State Police were called right around 8 p.m. when drivers were reporting that there was an object on the road that had been struck, and from there, a crash had occurred. Well, when troopers arrived, they discovered that the unknown object was actually a woman's body. Yeah, police say the body had been struck multiple times. Traffic, of course, was blocked, so an investigation could be conducted. It has since reopened, but there's still more to learn. They have not identified who this woman was. They have not determined if she was alive at the time she was hit or if she had already been deceased, so there is still more information to uncover. A Bluefield Hills woman was sentenced to probation and community service after stealing thousands and thousands of dollars from an elderly veteran. The 62-year-old woman was convicted of 1 count of embezzlement.
In 2 miles, take exit 11B towards Schoolcraft Avenue and Plymouth Road.
Which is actually a 15-year felony. So she got a pretty light sentence. She was also ordered to work a part-time job and prohibited from violating laws or consuming drugs or alcohol. She was also ordered to pay over $72,000 in restitution to the victim's estate. So there
She's
was
prohibited from violating laws?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice to put that in black and white words. Yeah.
Yes. It was discovered that between November of 2016 and July of 2017, this woman wrote checks from the victim's bank account to herself and to her business. That totaled just about $57,000. And then she also made ATM withdrawals as well, totaling more than $16,000. Yes. Police in Bloomfield Township are warning residents to lock their cars as the community has seen a spike in crime over the last 2 to 3 months. A lot of people are leaving their cars parked either outside their home in their driveways unlocked, and a group of thieves is targeting these vehicles, and a lot of people are also leaving their keys in the car too. So these thieves just jump in, hit that button. If it starts, they take the car and they search for everything else later on. They say that victims have had guns, laptops, money, other valuables stolen from their cars. And like I said, sometimes you're leaving your key fob right there in your car, and thieves are just driving off with your vehicle. So make sure that you are locking your cars.
Use the right lane to take exit 11B towards Schoolcraft Avenue and Plymouth Road.
Yep.
Why would
the
they?
opportunity
Right?
presents itself.
Yeah, exactly. Finally, you guys, this is pretty wild. There's a realtor in Florida who was stunned when she found a couple having sex in a pool at a property she was just about to show a client. So she showed up there.
Take the exit.
No, she showed up there, and there was a mysterious car in the driveway. It was at 9:45 a.m., and she thought, nobody's supposed to be here. And I don't know who this is. I'm going to call the cops. And that's exactly what she did. When the cops showed up, they found this naked couple.
Stay in the right lane.
Pool, and when they talked to the couple, they thought, we're not doing anything. We didn't know we were doing anything wrong. We specifically came to
In a
this
quarter
house for
mile,
their pool,
keep right onto
but they didn't
Southfield
realize
Service
they were
Road.
committing a crime, apparently.
But
they
we
were.
didn't realize we were doing anything wrong. We just go into random houses
Yeah, and
you know, and do the nasty. I mean, come on.
Continue straight. Then use the right lane to keep right onto Southfield Service Road.
Meth on him as well.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, where was he holding
You don't want to know.
Thank you very much, Heather.
Big ass
Coming up
pothole.
next, one of the best coaches in the NFL has an interesting take on something we all like, or at least some of us.
Use the right lane to keep right.
Sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using code
Turn left onto Fullerton Street.
Dangerous, risk-free up to $1,000. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game.
In half a mile, turn left onto Metatol Street.
Nothing beats a win with the king of sportsbooks. Download the BetMGM app or go to BetMGM.com and enter the code STONY. Place your first wager risk-free. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bet to restrain credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
Passenger helping the team first week it'll be a contrast in styles as Miami travels to Oklahoma City in NBA action Wednesday night. The Heat are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, while the Thunder are sixth in scoring. But lately, the Heat have struggled against the number, going 1-4 versus the spread. The Thunder have won 5 of 7 against the number and are getting points at home tonight. So the BetQL
Turn left onto Metatol Street. Then the destination is on your right.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants. They all
The destination is on your right. 12614 Metatol Street.
You're the ones who
Arrive.
get it done. At Granger, we're here for you 24/7.